In this video, let us see about draft system. So, here a draft is defined as the movement of air through this fuel fed and to produce a flow of hot gases through this boiler and chimney. Requires a pressure difference between the gas pressures and atmospheric pressures. The difference in pressure required to maintain the constant flow of air and to discharge the gases is known as draft system. So the main function of this draft system is to supply the required quantity of air to the furnace, and the second thing is to remove the banned gases from the furnace. So these are the very two important functions of draft systems. So the main function of draft is in order to reduce the burnt gases and to supply the required quantity of air to the furnace. Generally, it is handled by two ways. One is natural draft and the second one is artificial draft. Here, the natural draft is obtained by the use of chimney. In this artificial draft, it is produced by forced or induced fans and without chimney. Here, natural draft, the estimate of height and diameter of chimney. Here, the natural draft, which is equal to the difference of pressure due to cold air column and hot gases. So, the natural draft is produced by a chimney or stack. Here, a natural draft is created by the difference between the atmospheric air and hot gases in the furnace. The main advantage of natural draft is there is no external power is needed and the long life of chimney is obtained. The maintenance cost is nil. It needs like capital investment. And the disadvantage of natural draft, which is less pressure difference is created and the draft will decreases when the outside air temperature is increases. And generally in mechanical draft, it is produced by fans, that is forced draft fan and induced draft fan. So here in large sizes of boilers are employed to create the necessary draft in order to reduce the height of chimney. So now let us see about forced draft. So in this system, a blower is installed near the base of this boiler furnace and the air is forced to pass through this furnace. Here, the pressure throughout the system is above the atmospheric pressure and the air is forced to flow through this system. Generally, the output power, which denotes the product of fuel burning ratio, specific volume of inlet air, air-fuel ratio, and the pressure head developed by fan, and the efficiency of the forced draft fan. Induced draft fan. In this induced draft fan, the fan is located near the base of the chimney instead of near to this grate. Here, the suction pressure is 2 systems below the atmospheric level. The chimney is also used in the system, but the total draft is produced by fan only. Here, the power input is induced draft. It is calculated by fuel ratio, air-fuel ratio and specific volume of the flue gases. So here the difference between forced and induced draft fan is in the forced draft fan it is located, that is a blower is placed near the base of the boiler and the air which will be forced throughout the system. In this induced draft, the fan is located near the base of this chimney instead of near to this grate. So, the suction pressure in the system is low atmospheric. The chimney is also used in this type, but the total draft is produced by fan. And general advantages of induced is here a draft pressure which can be easily changed. The rate of combustion is high. Here a fuel burning capacity is high. Balanced draft. So balanced draft is nothing but a product of forced and induced draft, because both the fans are located near to the base, that is grate and chimney. So the balanced draft, which denotes both the forced draft fan and induced draft fan. The main function of a draft system is required supply of quantity to the boiler, and same time in order to remove the burnt gases from the boiler. These are the main functions of draft system.